Hello guys, in this video I will talk about what are the methods, important methods we have in the string class, right? So the first method which we'll try to understand, character add. So what happens is this character add method will give you the character based on the index which you supply. Let's say if your index will not match, you will get index out of bound exception. So here if you look at in the main method, I am creating the object of a string class through a string literal. A string s1 is equal to test123, and in the print statement when I say s1 dot char at 3, so you'll get outcome is equal to t, because at third position starting from 0 1 2 3 it is a t, so you'll get outcome is equal to t. So let me show you through Eclipse. So here when you do character at 3, you will get outcome is equal to t. So if I run this program, right, t. So let's say if I try to retrieve character at 9, so in that case what will happen is we will get array index out of bound exception. Array index out of bound because string index out of range 9, right? Because at this location we don't have data present, so that is the reason we will get a string out of bound, right? And it is giving from line number 7, right? So when you click on that it will take you to this line, so this line is giving you the exception. So let me just keep 3. Similarly we have a method called length. So this guy length, what happens is it will give you the actual length of the string. So as if we have a string s1 is equal to this string, and when you say s1 dot length, right, so basically this will give us the length of the string. So what happens is this length is available in the class, so when you do length you will get a length method available, and this will basically will give you the length of the string, so you'll get length is equal to 9. Now format is very important method. So uh, we want to format, okay, percentage s is equal to percentage d jo 35. So what does mean by that? So this is one a string. So in that case what happens is, let me show you through Eclipse. So this jo becomes 35. This percentage s is used for a string and percentage d for integer. So what happens is string becomes an integer. So sorry, a string is equal to integer. So jo, the output will be jo is equal to 35. So if you run this program, see jo is equal to 35. So percentage s is used for the string and percentage d for the integer. Similarly, we have a substring in Java. This is very often used, substring. So let's say you want from given a string you want to get the substring, so you can say that s1 dot substring 3. What will happen is it will give you the string, okay, from 3 till the end. So your outcome will be t4566. From 3 till the end you will get the outcome, okay, that is the meaning of it. So return substring of given being index, okay. So it will basically will give you starting from 3, which is nothing but 0 1 2 3 t till the end. Now this substring is overloaded method. There is another overloaded method where you can get based on the range 3 to 6, okay. So when you say 3 to 6, so it will take from 3 till 5, it will not get till 6. So basically it will get 3 to 5. So t 4 5, so it will get 3 to 5. Here outcome will be t 4 5. So 3 to 5, so 3 is t, 4 and 5, so you'll get t 4 5. Now contains, the name itself indicates that if that contains you'll get a true, if not you'll get a false. So s1 dot contains, in this string you'll get a true. Now join method. So join method, what this guy will do is it will join with the delimiter whatever you will give. So this join method, when you say join and in double quote you write underscore s1, right? uh, S1 is nothing but the string which we have here. Java is awesome. So your outcome will be test 67, okay, which is here. So whatever comma separated string you have, it will get joined by the underscore. Test 67 underscore Java underscore is underscore awesome. So Java is awesome. So basically this join method, what it will do is it will join all your strings. So if you look at here, what this guy will do is whatever you will write a first, right, after that everything, whatever comma separated you have, it will get joined with that. So let's say instead of this, if you write hash, everything will get joined with the hash. See here, you'll get like this. Okay, this is the use of join method. Now equals method. Equals method basically it will, if you look at, check the equality of a string with object. So basically it will check the two object. Equals method basically will check for the two objects. So when we say s1 is equal to test, s2 is equal to test, so what happens, this we are creating the string object, and when we are not using new operator, both the object will get created in the constant pool, which we have seen that. So both the object, both the reference will point to the same object. S1 will point to the same object, S2 will point to the same object. So when you say equals, you will get true, right? Now here you have three object, right? So S1 is equal to test, S2 is equal to test. So when you say S1 dot equals S2, right, you will get a true. And when you have again S3, which is nothing but again test, you have same literal, here also you will get a true. So I did one, while explaining I did one mistake. Basically this equals will check for the content, guys, okay, it will not check for the object reference. So let me show you here. Equals, yeah, so this guy basically will check for the content of the object, it will not check for the reference of the object, okay. See, both he will get a true. Now if you will make it here as a, so you will get a true false, right? This is true, this is false because I changed the content. So basically this equals check for the contents, right? So equal check for the contents, whereas equal operator will check for the object. That I can show you here itself. So what happens is, if I have to write the same thing, if in this case what happens is, this guy will give you false because this guy will check for the object reference, and both the object we have in the two different locations, right? See, you'll get false here. Even for this we are okay, because I have changed this. So let me run again. So what happens is, equal operator will check for the object reference, right, and equals will check for the content. So these two content is same, but what happens when we create a new object with new operator, this will get created in the heap area, this will get created in the constant pool, okay. So when you say equal, you will get a false, but when you say equals, you will get true, right? Now let me create one more object, and if I do, now here I should get true because now both object is getting created in the heap, right, and it is pointing to the same data in the string literal. So let me run this. Okay, again you'll get a false. Okay, again you'll get a false. Why? Because if we will go with our diagram, this diagram, object is getting created in the different locations, so it is checking for the object, it is not checking for the data. Equals equals operator, okay, it is getting created, getting created in the different locations. But just to cross check, if I do this, s1 is equal to s2, here I should get true, because here it is pointing to the same object, so here I should get true. See here, you'll get a true because it is pointing to the same object. Now what I will do is, if I will change here s3 equals to s4, so here we will get true, here we will get a false, because it will check for the object, and object is getting created in the two different locations in the heap area. Whereas here this guy will check for the content, and content is same, test, so I should get true. See here, it is getting true. So last this is true, and this is true, and this s3 is equal to s4 is equal to false. So this 2 is false. Which 2 is false? This 2 is false, because it is checking for the object. So that's how equal equal operator and dot equals work. So dot equals will check for the content, whereas equal equal operator will check for the object address. Okay, object address. And here why I was getting true, because both it was pointing to the same object. Now we'll go for other method and we'll try to understand. This is over. Yeah, is empty method. So name itself indicate that s1 is, I am not writing anything, I am just writing a double quote. So is empty, you will get a true. s2 I am writing a data, so is empty, you will get a false, because it will give you the boolean, right? Since here we have a double quote, here we have a data. Now concat. So concat basically will concat to a string. So here if you try to understand, I am doing that s1 is equal to test, and again I'm creating one more string object s2, and I'm saying that s1 dot concat. So here I will get outcome test 345. But instead of doing that, if I'll just do s1 is equal to s1 dot concat, then I will not get 345, because I'm trying to modify the same reference. What I'm trying to say that here is concat. Let me show you through Eclipse. So what I'm trying to say that is, if let's say if I'll do s1 dot concat, and if I'll write 345, and if I will try to print s1, s1 will not get modified, because I'm trying to modify the same reference, which will not get modified. But in case of s2, see here, you will get only test, right? But this guy will get test 345, this guy will get test 345, because I'm storing this string into a different reference. This is possible in the Java. This you can do a change, because in this reference you are concatenating with the 345. So this is possible. But if you try to concat in the same reference, the string is immutable, you cannot do that. This is replace. So replace name itself says that you have s1 is equal to test example. This is before replace s1, and then after replace I'll do s1 dot replace. I'm replacing the example with 1 2 3 4 4. So you can look at the output. Before replace it was test example, after replace it was test 1 2 3 4 4. So I'm just replacing the string with the some other string. Equals is ignore case, very important. Equals is ignore case means we are trying to ignore the case, and we are trying to use it. So s1 dot equals ignore case s2 will get a true, because whatever string you have, you are trying to ignore the case, capital or small letter, so you'll get a true. But in second case you'll get a false. Okay, you get true and false, because here you are not ignoring the case. So both is the different object, one is small, one is capital. Now some string methods we have. You have s1 is equal to test1. So when you say s1 dot to lowercase, this will convert into the lowercase, everything becomes lower. When you say uppercase, everything becomes upper. This is very important. When you say s1 dot index of t, so in the given string you are trying to get the index of t, you will get a positive number. But when you say index of y, this y is not available in this string, so you will get a negative number, right? Now you have a string s2 is equal to, in a string you have a semicolon so separated. So I want to split with the semicolon, so we can use s2 dot split. A split method we have in the string with the semicolon, and when we split it becomes a string of array, and then we can print 0 1 2. So when you print that, you will get hello Java example. So look at here, test1, which is the lowercase becomes test1, uppercase becomes everything becomes test1, right? Index of t, you'll get a 0 because positive number t is available here, y is not available, so you'll get a -1. Then when you split and when you try to print, you will get a hello Java and example. You'll get like this three things, right? When you split, it becomes a string of array. Now trim in Java. So you have a string s1 and you have some white space. So when you trim that, this white space will go off, and when you print, the whatever white space you have at the end, it will go off. But when you have in between, it will not trim. So let's say you have a white space after t, it will not trim. It will trim only when you have at the end. So whatever white space you have at the end, it will get trimmed. Now value of method. So this value of method, what it will do is basically it will give you the string data from the integer. So let's say you have example int value is equal to 30. You can read these definitions also if you would like to read that. So you have int value is equal to 30, and then you are doing that string that value of value. So see here it is a value 30, but when you say string dot value of value, this will work. But when you try to do string s1 is equal to just value, it will give you error. So let me show you. So what I'm trying to say that is, instead of doing that, okay, if I just do value, I'll get compile time error because I cannot store integer into a string. But when I say string dot value of, this guy will get converted into the string, and then when I say s1 dot 30, it becomes 3010. So it will just do concatenate. It will concatenate. It will just add. This is not an integer, so you will not get 40. What you'll get 3010. Outcome will be 3010. Two character array, very important. Any string you can convert into the character array. So let's say you have a string test, okay, you can do that s1 dot 2 char array is the method in the string, and when you say s1 dot 2 char array, this guy will get converted into the character array, and you can run a for loop, okay, and this data will get printed test. So this data will get printed. Two character array, let me show you here. uh, Two character array, yeah. So see here, this your given string will get converted into the character array, and then you can run a for loop and you can print the array. So with this we are done with all important method of strings which we'll use going forward, and the next topic will be a string buffer in the Java, which will take it up in the next video. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this.